Okay, can you hear me now? How's that? Any better? Any sound? Great. Excellent, 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 excellent. I'm so pleased. I just plugged my microphone in, my lapel microphone, which I hadn't had to use in the past because I have relied on the phone, but for some reason the phone doesn't want to cooperate today. So I plugged that in and we're in business. Alright, I'm just going to take my bag back to my car, which is 2 minutes away, and then we'll be able to get on the move. There's quite a lot to this streaming business, you know. It's a bit more, you need to be organized, and there's things I still forget, not having done it for a while. Let me just turn you around so you can see where we're going. Alright, just going to take my bag back to the car. It'll make it easier for filming. Right, that's safely tucked away, and Alright, well, there we are. I think we're in business. Hello Elise, hello Lynn, hello Aaron. Thank you so much for being here with me today. It's a great pleasure to be able to talk to you live again. And as we go around today, please just let me know if you have any sound problems. We're at Bilgola Beach today, as you can see from my t-shirt. It's got a bit cooler in the last few days, and we have the chance of rain, but right now we've got blue skies, which is lovely. And I'm going to take you down to the pool, and we'll have a look at the rock pools down there, and have a little walk around. It's a beautiful day here, really. Temperature's about 23-24 degrees. We're into autumn now, so we're starting to get a little bit cooler. But these are actually the best times of the year, autumn and spring, because we get, well, things quieten down a bit, less cars on the road, we have the beaches more to ourselves, and well, and it's not as hot as it could be. So quite pleasant, and I'm going to walk you down to the pool, and we'll have a look at the Rockpools. It's quite a rough day today. The tide is pretty much out, so I'm going to walk you down to the other end, the north end as well, and we'll take a look at my favourite rock pool. Whether we can get into it or not is another matter. So let me just take you and give you a look around. Just going to... There we are. So that's looking down, as you can see from the marks on the beach. The beach today is being manicured. That's the word they used to describe it. You can see the vehicle there, and what that basically does is it runs up and down on the beach, picking up all the trash that got under the sand, and then taking it all away. So it's called manicuring. And the beach looks rather nice after it's been done, if you don't mind track marks all over your beach. But it's tidy, and they do a good job. So please, as we're going through this, if you have any questions, I'd love to know that you're hearing me all right. So please just every so often say hello, or give me a wave, or ask me a question. That's what makes it all worthwhile. Here we are. You see it? Here we are. It's coming up the up the ramp now. I'll just let it go past because it's quite a big vehicle. Here it comes. It's finished its work. There it is. Good job. There does the work. Making sure he doesn't crush any surfboards. Okay, so please just let me know that you're hearing me all right. I love getting feedback. I love your questions. Makes it so much better. I always have a fear that I'm talking to myself. So here we are at Bilgola Surf Club. We've been here before on our previous tours. The club is fairly quiet today, not much going on. And as I said, we'll head down to the pool because that's what I promised you today. A look at the Rockpools. The sea's quite big today. Great, thank you, Aaron. The ocean's quite big, but the tide is out. So that'll make it easier to look at the rock pools, particularly down at the north end of the beach. Now those of you who know me know that Bilgola is by far my favourite beach in the area. It's the one that I used to come to when I first came to Australia. Hi Michelle, good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. I'll give you a bit of Michelle. There we are. Hello Michelle, how you doing? Good to see you again. Thank you for coming. Turn it round again. See where we are. Get it to go back to where it was. I shouldn't mess with this thing. No. What's the matter? It's very hard filming in the strong sun because I can't see the screen so well in the sun, but I think we're getting it now. So here's the lovely Bilgola rock pool. It's a wonderful facility. It's completely free. The council maintains it and cleans it once a week, and it's 6 lanes. You can see people of all ages come down here wanting to swim. Hiya, how are you? I'm trying not to get you on camera, don't worry. I'm streaming to people around the world at the moment and showing them our lovely beach. But I'm very careful about getting people on because not everybody likes it. All right. So I'm just talking to some of the locals here, enjoying the sun, and you always got to be careful when you're filming, especially with people when they're in their swimming cozies and things, or when there's children around. Because not everybody likes to be filmed. They come down here, they quite like their privacy. And so here we are at the beautiful Bilgola Beach pool. As I say, it's a free pool. Anybody can swim here. You can see that it's floodlit. There's the floodlights up there. It's floodlit, so you can swim here in the evening. And they've also done a wonderful job. If you look up there on the rock, I probably showed you this before, but one of the dangers here is rocks coming down off the cliff. So the local council did a fabulous job. It was a very expensive job. They put all that metal netting up there, you see it, to keep it safe, so any rocks that fall will stay close to the rocks and stay close to the not land on people. It cost a lot of money, but if it hadn't been done, they would have had to close this pool, and that's unthinkable. That's unthinkable. So it is a beautiful pool. The water temperature is still pleasant at the moment. I might go in for a swim later on. And the waves are quite big today, so I'm going to walk along here a bit and get you some idea. The temperature today, I'm guessing, I should have checked before I came out, I'm sorry, it's going to get up to about 25, 26 degrees from an overnight of about 17 or 18 degrees, so quite pleasant weather, not too hot. Yesterday it was up over 30, 31. You can translate that for me if you like. I've forgotten how to do it now, but it was up over 30s, which is up around 90 degrees Fahrenheit. So yeah, it was a pretty hot one yesterday, but it's cooled down a bit today. We had overnight rain, which is lovely because it cleans everything down. And as you can see, I'm walking out to a point where we can get a beautiful view of the ocean. Isn't that, must be very, I wish you could breathe what I can smell, because it absolutely smells beautiful. Beautiful freshness filling up my body with clean air, and the beautiful, the ocean smells, the beautiful white of the waves. It really is the most wonderful place. You can see, make sure we don't get wet here, but the waves are being pretty well behaved at the moment. And then looking down south from Bilgola Beach, you can probably find this on a map if you wanted to look on Google Earth. We're looking down to the next beach, which is Newport Beach. You can just see the headland around the corner, and there's a string of beaches here. This is just one of them, heading all the way up to Palm Beach, which you will know because you've been there on my tours. And well, isn't it just a magic place? I've said this so many times, there are many beautiful places around the world, many beautiful places. This is certainly one of them, though. I'm a very, very fortunate man. I'm going to get a few close-ups now of the rock pools down here below me. I know some of you might be painters, and I think you can take a snapshot of what I'm showing you there. There's some lovely colours, and if you look closely you'll see fish and crabs, crustaceans here as well, just down below me. The colours of the stones, the shells, and looking out. Hello, Aaron. Well, it's funny you should mention that, Aaron. There are some beautiful beaches in Wales. My favourite beach is Rhossili Beach, and also, of course, Falls Bay, which is just round the corner from Rhossili. As I said, it's not a competition. I just dropped my niece off. My niece is visiting from Wales at the moment, staying with me, and I just dropped her off at the next beach down, that one I just showed you, Newport. She's taking a friend's dog for a walk this morning. But certainly these beaches are very special. I agree with you, Aaron. They're also very well organized, if you know what I mean. They have very good safety. The surf lifesavers are here. They keep the beach lovely and clean. The pools are clean. People respect their beaches very much here, and they don't want any they don't want it damaged. They believe that everybody is welcome here. We have an expression, everybody's welcome to come to these beaches. All we ask you to leave behind are your footprints, and take everything else with you. Unfortunately, some people don't respect our beaches. Come through. Come through. Good morning. How are you? You squeeze through? There we are. Well done. Looks like they're putting a lane in here. Look at that lovely bag that lady's got there. Can you see how it's walking in front of me here? Excuse me. I'm just streaming to people live around the world at the moment, and they asked me about your beautiful bag. Where is that from?
It's basically from Kolkata in India. So
it's from India?
It's from India.
Which part of India?
This particular bag is from Kolkata.
Oh, Kolkata!
Kolkata.
Oh yes, I've been to Kolkata, I know
it. And it's handcrafted, so it's basically made by artists.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Are you from India as well? Where are you from?
I am from
Do you mind if I film you?
Oh, I'm from Kerala, which is...
You're from?
Kerala.
Oh, Kerala.
Which is the southern part of India.
Oh, yes, okay. Well, I've been to Hyderabad.
Oh, you've been to Hyderabad.
Yeah, well, that's as far south as I've been. And I'm mostly up north.
Yes.
I love it. I love India, especially the Indian biryani.
Yeah, even I crave for Indian biryani here. You find it in Parramatta only.
Yeah, that's not as good here.
Not authentic.
No. All right. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye. Isn't that beautiful? Can you hear that? I was talking to a lady from India who's visiting here and talking about her bag, but you probably heard all that anyway. I've got a fascination for India. So it looks like they're putting in a marker for this gentleman here. They're going to... I'll get out of their way. It looks like they're putting the pool into lanes, so they're going to be probably swimming races here later on today. So it's marking it off there. So let's see what we can find down here. There's usually crabs down here. If you look carefully, you should see a few. And as I promised you some lovely rock pools, well, the tide's a bit high today. I don't want to go walking out on that rock platform because I could get wet, but you're getting some nice shots here of the pool. And I'm very pleased that we're getting good reception. So you're picking me up all right still, I hope. You could just give me a thumbs up, that would be great, to say that you're still hearing me all right. And everything's good. Thank you, Lynn. Appreciate that. Alright, let's go for a little walk. I'm going to walk down. Hand pink waving. Thank you, Elise. Thank you, Aaron. I'm really pleased. Alright, you can see a lot of people are turning up here now. This is the time of the day when more of the elderly people come down. They all know each other. They all have a good chat and come down for a swim and then head off for a coffee, which we'll be doing later on. How are you doing? So I'm going to take you for a walk up to the other end of the beach now, which is actually my favourite end of the beach. And it's a little bit of a hike up there, but I'm sure you won't mind. Yes, so when I'm filming like this in the sun, I can't even put my sunglasses on because I can't actually read too well what you're saying. Thank you, Michelle. So we're going to go for a walk. As you can see, the tide is pretty out at the moment, and I'm going to walk down. I did this walk yesterday as well to check out the reception, and it actually it's better today than yesterday. Well, that's nice to know. But you never know with streaming. Am I the only one wishing I could teleport myself to Bilgola Beach right now? I wish you could too, Elise. I'm doing the best I can to make you think that you've teleported yourself here. And I wish you could all come here, and I'm doing my best to sort of bring it to you in the best way that I can. But I agree, it is a beautiful place to be, and I'm a very, very lucky man to be able to come here and enjoy this place. I never tire of it. It's a good way of getting yourself out of bed early in the morning. And you can see, looking back, you can see the surf club there. You can see what I'm told to talk to you about, the stonework that was done, the support and the stonework to keep the cliffs safe. Now, I've probably shown you this before, you know the answer even, but if you have a look at the houses up there on the cliff, obviously a lovely place to live. If you look at the house there right in front of me with the arches, well, I used to live in a house. Oh look, we've got eagles up above. You can see, I'll see if I can get them. I'll come back to that story. If you look up there, here they are, they're coming round. I'm not sure if you can see them or not, but we have sea eagles coming down towards us, a pair of sea eagles. Now that is unusual, don't often see them. They're right above us. Isn't that beautiful? Can you see them? I hope you can. They're right above us here now. A pair of beautiful, you see them? Right above us. Oh wow. You see them there? Beautiful eagles. They are sea eagles. Out looking for their breakfast, no doubt. They came right up above us. I hope you saw them. Oh, good. Now that is very rare. You don't see them too often. But they're out enjoying the morning thermals. They're back over there again. I can see them coming over towards us again. Did you see them? A pair of seagulls. They live over at the basin. One of the other places I take tours to. They've got a nest in the back of the basin. I know where the nest is. I don't tell people because I don't want too many people to know. And they have the whole of Pittwater to enjoy. You see them? Beautiful, beautiful sight, and quite rare. We're very lucky. I took a few and a couple of Canadian visitors here a couple of weeks ago who knew me through Hago. And they followed me on Hago, and then they wrote to me and said they were coming to Australia for a holiday. Would I give them a tour around? And I was very happy to do that. And we took them to the basin, and we saw some goannas there, which another thing is quite unusual to see. But there we are. Let's go back to the water again. Oh, good, Michelle. Oh, I'm so pleased you did. As I said, when you're filming like this on the phone, it's actually quite hard to see what's being picked up. And when I was here yesterday, there was a number of surfers out there. But the conditions aren't so conducive to surfing today. Oh, I'm so pleased, Michelle. Beautiful pair of seagulls. Oh yes, I was going to tell you about the house up there. Now I bet some of you know what I'm going to tell you now because I've mentioned it before. The house with the arches on it. I used to live here in a house just up there on the hill when I first came to Australia. Beautiful spot. So I got to know the neighbours, and it turned out that one of my neighbours living in that house was nobody less than Dolly Parton. Dolly Parton, the American country singer. And she was a lovely lady. She only stayed here certain times of the year, but she invited a number of her neighbours, including me, to afternoon tea. Hi Bill, how you doing? To afternoon tea at her house there. So that's where I had afternoon tea with Dolly Parton. How about that? And another gentleman who lived here, who I got to know, he's not here anymore, he's moved down to Manly now, but he used to live in one of those houses just up there. I can't remember which one, but one of those. And he is the author of Schindler's List, a man by the name of Thomas Keneally. And Thomas was a lovely guy, still going. And I remember one occasion I was reading one of his books over the Christmas holidays, and I would sit down here on the beach, sunbathing or whatever, and reading his book. And Thomas would walk down the hill, down those steps you can just see over there somewhere. Where are they? There they are. And come out onto the beach, and he'd walk past me, and what I was doing, I got into the habit, as I was reading, you know, sometimes when you're reading a book and you read something that you're interested in, but you don't quite understand it, or you've got a question about it, or a comment about what you've read. Well, I used to put little bookmarks in pages, and when Thomas walked down here, he'd be fascinated to find what questions I had about what I'd read. And I used to be able to ask him about this. What's this on page 64? You know, I don't understand that, or that's very interesting. Tell me more about that. And he'd be happy to stand there and chat away with me about what was in his book. So that was a pretty awesome experience as well. Lovely man. Thomas Keneally, the author of Schindler's List, and many other very good books, but that's the one that he is probably best known for. Houses up there on the hill, all in lovely locations. I'm a little bit if I was king of Avalon or Bilgola, I'd make a law that said you couldn't build a house further down there than the low water mark, because I just think there's too many houses up there. But it's too late now. They're up there, we're stuck with them. They're not too bad. I've seen worse eyesores. Alright, so as I said yesterday, we had surfers, even morning. We had surfers here. Today, a bit too lumpy and bumpy, but what we do have, because it's a low tide, we have the rocks down here. And if we're lucky, I want to show you my favourite rock pool in the world. You can only get to it at certain times, but we should, with a bit of luck, be able to see it today. Now this is a place that I used to come and sit in. It's like having my own private spa pool. sit in the pool. There's usually be fish or some other sorts of interesting creatures there, octopus, whatever. And sit in there and listen to the surf, watch it ring in. Now I think the tide is turning, so I have to be a little bit careful here. There we are. So we can stand up on the rocks, and you can see just ahead of us there, you can't see it too well, but you can see the water breaking into it. That's where my little spa pool is when the tide's out. See the water coming through that gully? It breaks into the pool. It doesn't look too big from here, but it's actually a lot bigger than that. And if you look carefully, see all the colours of the water. I'm going to be careful where I stand because it is a bit slippery. So this is the north end of Bilgola Beach, my favourite end, because well, it's a quieter end. Much as I love children, I might say that they tend to stay at the pool end of the beach, children, the younger people, and this end is more for serious sunbathers and readers of books and people who just want a quiet time. Up there on the cliff face there are birds' nests. The guillemots have nests up there. You can see how the waves are breaking in on the beautiful Bilgola Beach headland. Just watching where I'm going here, folks. The camera looks a little bit wobbly. It's because I'm walking on slippery rocks. Yeah. There we are. The Rockpools. I'd be a bit more adventurous, but I'm conscious that the tide is coming in. As some of you may remember the time when I had my new sound equipment down here for the first time, and I got absolutely smashed by a wave quite a long way up the beach, and all my sound equipment was wrecked. Because this sort of equipment, once it gets hit by the water or even rain, it often can be the end of the equipment. I was talking to a chap the other day at Palm Beach. He was visiting here with his girlfriend from Italy, and he was telling me that he used to have a gimbal like this until he used it in the rain, and the whole thing finished. No good anymore. Okay, you're all being very quiet. I hope you're still there. Hope I haven't put you to sleep. So I'm going to walk back down the beach now. There's a sign over here I want to show you. I'm not quite sure what it says, but probably something about temperature and the beach surf conditions. What do you wear on your feet? 11 p.m. Yes, I know it's getting a bit late. Thank you. Yes, I've got a very good pair of walking shoes. They're the Hoka brand, Hoka. I don't know if you have those in your part of the world. They're extremely good, and the grip on them is extremely good. If I'm in the sea, I wear a pair of diver's boots. Different, but they're rubber diver's boots, better for the rocks. They give you better grip. Fish are wide eyes. Now if you look up there, again, I know I've shown you these before. You see in there's a cave, the entrance to a cave. Now that's a traditional Aboriginal resting place, camp. They would sleep in there, set their fires up there when they were here for fishing. So you can just imagine them for their safety, for their shelter. That was the cave the Garigal people, who are the natives of this area, would have used. Now, the Aboriginal people didn't have one set residence. They constantly moved around according to the season. So there were places that they went to when it was a time for fishing. There were places they went to when they needed shelter in the winter. There were places they went to when they had festivals on and they met for corroborees. So depending on the time of the year, the Aboriginal people would be there. They never stayed in one place for too long. So that's where they would have been when they needed to fish. Come down to the Bilgola beach. Incidentally, the name Bilgola, it's all coming back to me now, I'm remembering things, is an Aboriginal word, and it means swirling waters. And the waters here at Bilgola certainly do swirl. You need to know what you're doing. It's a safer beach, in my opinion it's a safer beach than Avalon, but still, any beach can be dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. Going to show you this sign. There we are. That's the sign at the entrance to the north end of the beach. Lifeguards are on duty from 9 till 5. They're paid. The high tide's coming in for 11:15. Which will be at about an hour and a quarter, and it'll be out again at 5:15. They haven't told us what the water temperature is, but it's certainly warm enough to swim. And the big key word is there: please stay within the flags. Although there's no flags up today because there's no swimming. That's probably why they haven't put the water temperature there. Yes, they tell you the tides. Yes, but it is a descriptive name, Bilgola. Yes, so there's no flags up today because the beach is closed. We're going to have a look at this sign over here. So I'm walking on the sand where they did all of that lovely manicuring, so messing up their track marks. I'm sure they won't mind. Yes. And so when you come to this beach at this time on this day, you'll be greeted by a sign which says dangerous current. And these surf lifesavers, very, very competent. They can spot the currents, they can spot the dangerous areas, and what they're saying is they haven't actually closed the beach, so you can still go in for a paddle, but be very, very careful, and you're much better off sticking to Aaron, there's always sharks here. There's always sharks here, but they are very shy, and they tend. Good morning. How are you, sir? Excellent. What a lovely day. I thought it was going to be rotten today, but it's come out all right. There we are. Another gentleman out for this morning constitutional. What a lovely way to spend the morning. And then there's some younger people arriving. Looks like they're going for a swim, and I hope they know what they're doing. Yeah, the only the dangers here are that you're going to be taken by a flash wave. The current pulls you out. There are sharks everywhere off the coast of Australia. The sharks around here are not common. There hasn't been a shark attack on the northern beaches for a number of years, many years. And if there was any large predatory sharks, the ones that are likely to be a threat, they are usually spotted by a Westpac helicopter which goes across most mornings, but certainly in the summer, and flies up and down the coast checking to see if they can spot any sharks. So sharks, to answer your question, Aaron, yes, there are sharks everywhere, but you've got to be very, 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 very unlucky to get be accosted by one. I was out kayaking a few years ago on Pittwater, and a fishing boat, a large fishing boat, commercial fishing boat, came in near where I was, and they pulled out of the water the biggest shark I've ever seen. It was a hammerhead shark, and they had just caught it, and they had it hanging from a sort of a winch on the back of their boat, and it was still very much alive. And it was, for me in my little kayak looking up at it, it was monstrous size. And I called out to the fishermen and said, "What are you going to do with him?" And they said, "We're going to put him back in the water so we can keep him alive." Yes, Aaron, I agreed. And put him back in the water. And I said, "Well, can you just give me about half an hour to get away before you put him in the water, because he's going to be quite mad." Anyway, the interesting thing, hammerhead sharks, although they look very scary, they do not attack humans. Never have. Not their style. So that's encouraging. But to see one close up like that, yeah, very dodgy. All right, I'm just going to take you back to the pool. Just going to look at some more rock pools there, and then we'll go up and have a coffee. I know it's getting late for a number of you. If you want to sit and have a chat, I'm happy to do that while I have my coffee. My niece, as I said, is over visiting from Wales. She's down at Newport today taking the dog for a walk, but she said she might wander up afterwards and have a coffee with me here. It's a tough life, isn't it? I talked to my brother in Wales today, and it's his birthday. He told me that he said, "Oh, it's raining here," And it does rain quite a lot in Wales, but I still have a strong passion for Wales. It's my home. It's where I was born and raised, and it always will be my home. I still have the family home in Wales, in my village, just outside Cardiff. My mum's still going strong at 97, 98, and I hope to be able to get back there soon. So yeah, Wales is my home. I'm very, very lucky to live here in Australia, and I also have a New Zealand citizenship. So I can. Morning, how are you? Well, I agree with you, Michelle. When you see it looking down at you from a great height, and you just realize just how big they are. I'm just going to wander down here. Back at the pool, and there's somebody giving lessons here. So I see a swimming class going on here. All right, well that was a good bit of exercise for me, walking down the beach. And I just want to... Morning. Oh yeah, good man. Let's have a look at the... Good morning, how are you?
Morning.
I'm just streaming to the world at the moment, live streaming, sharing Bilgola with them for a little while. Can't think of any better. So, let's just walk along here. Give you another look at the... What's that? You're about to cost me money. I started Googling hockey shoes. Okay, about to hockey for my... Well done, Elise. Make sure you get the right pair. They are fabulous. My podiatrist wears hockey shoes. Sorry to cost you money, but I think it will save you the dietary work. Yes, the sand is beautiful to walk on. I once, on one of my Hago tours, when we went over to the basin, I can remember a lady commenting at the time on how beautiful the sand looked because it was pristine. The tide had only just gone out. And she wrote to me later an email, and she said, Richard, she thanked me for the tour, and she said she lived in an apartment block in Detroit, in Michigan. I think it's in Michigan. And she said she lived on the 10th floor, and she'd been in a wheelchair for about 20 years. And she said that when I stepped down onto the sand at the basin, she said, I felt like I could feel the sand between my toes, she said. I could feel the sand between my toes in her imagination. And that was such a special thing for me. This lady, lovely lady who sadly wasn't able to get out very much, telling me she could feel the sand between her toes when I stepped down onto it. And I'll never forget that. That's probably the sort of reason that I used to love being a Hago guide. And while I'll still do it from time to time, when I can find the time. I've got a lot of work on now. I'm a genealogist, as you may know, and I've got a lot of work on, and it is very time consuming, genealogy. Now I'm just going to get a bit of a shot of these people here. Yes, isn't it? People in their lanes with a coach, doing their lengths. I take my granddaughter Amelia to swimming class on Tuesdays, and she is only 6, but she's turning into a beautiful swimmer already, much better than I am. I'm a bit like a platypus when I'm in the water, but she has strokes at 6 years old. She's a natural swimmer, so I think it's a good skill to have, and these people, it's good exercise to be able to swim up and down. They probably come here most days, get their lengths in. I used to come down here and do about 20 lengths after work in the evening. That was fine. That was good exercise for me. I don't go in there as much as I'd like to now. Let's just get back onto the pools. Thank you, Lynn. Yes, I'm glad you enjoyed those stories. I have lots of stories. Too many sometimes. There we are. Beautiful Bilgola Beach, the Bilgola Rockpools. On a quieter day, you can walk out when the tide's further out. You can walk out on that platform and you can see a lot more. But today it's a little bit over the top, and who was saying at least you're going to buy Hoka? I'll give you a little bit of a shot of my Hoka shoes. So there they are. See them? Hoka on the outside. Really good, gives you excellent support for walking, very comfortable, very well made. See, I sound like I'm advertising the Hoka. Okay, we're going to walk back now to the coffee shop, and if you want to stick with me, we'll go and turn this round. Again. Alright, we're going to walk up to the coffee shop, and I'm going to have a cup of coffee. So if you want to stick with me and have a chat, that'll be lovely. I quite understand if it's getting late for you. I know it is for you, Aaron. Don't forget, folks, we'll be streaming the Avalon Ocean Swim on Sunday, about this time, same time as this, but on your Saturday nights. So I hope you can make that. It's quite a spectacle, the ocean swims. People of all ages, from the 80s down. Now, what was that? Aaron, no cider today. A bit early for cider, I think, Aaron. A bit early for cider. Good morning, how are you? Have you got a minute for a talk with me? I'm streaming to the world at the moment.
And what about?
This beautiful place. I live here.
Oh, do you?
Can I do you mind if I put you on camera?
Where did you get that?
I got it in Avalon. Can I just put you on? Can I put you on screen? Oh, well, I got it in Avalon. Hold a second. I'm just going to show you this lady, if she doesn't mind me filming her. There. Now, what was your name, madam?
Pamela Brown.
This is Pamela. I'll tell you.
I want to know where you got your shirt.
This is Pamela. Doesn't she look fabulous? Look, I'm just going to try and get it in so I can see more of you. I don't want to hold you up from your pool. There we are. We're getting it now. There we are. That's Pamela, and the people here can see me showing you. The people in UK, in Wales, and in Canada and America. And how often do you come here, Pamela?
Maybe 4 or 5 times a week.
4 or 5 times a week. And how long have you lived in this area?
Oh, 35 years.
35 years. Well, you've beaten me by 24 years. But you're doing very well.
It's paradise.
It's not bad, is it? And that lovely outfit she's wearing. Can you see that, ladies? The ladies are looking at your outfit. There we are.
My son bought it in Positano and gave it to me.
Isn't that gorgeous? There we are. Well, I'll let Pamela go. She wants to. Thank you so much for talking to us. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
I'm Richard, and I live
And
in
my
Avalon.
son lives in UK.
Does he?
Permanently,
Whereabouts?
Permanently.
Oh.
In Chelsea Council.
Oh, in London.
But close to Fulton. Not
Very good.
the Rolls Royce part. Well, where the
Most of it's
Rolls
Rolls
Royces are
Royce.
parked in the streets. That's just
All right.
But where did you get your shirt? That's what I want to know.
What was
Where
that?
did you get your shirt?
I got it in Avalon, but I think the shop's closed down now. Do you know that one that there were two little clothing shops side by side, the men's, opposite where the dry cleaners was, on the other side of the road?
Is it next to the liquor store? No.
No, a bit further down, a bit further towards the. Do you know where the health food place is there, on the corner of that little alleyway? They do lots of healthy stuff.
Up back
Yes,
in
up that end.
Road.
Well, there's next to it. There's two shops,
Oh, the men's
but
wear
but
shop.
one of them has closed. And I think it was the one that closed that I got it from.
Okay, I'll look because
Yeah.
I want to buy it for my niece.
Why not?
My granddaughter who lives in London.
There she is. All right, everybody's saying goodbye, Pamela. Have a lovely day. There we are. That was Pamela. Everybody around here loves to chat, don't they? They love a chat. And funny thing is, they get a little bit shy to start with, and then once you've got them on camera and they said a few words, they keep going. I've learnt that to my cost. Anyway, let's put it back now. For me again. Okay. Anybody still there? Yeah. Michelle. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, I didn't see your comment. I was so busy talking to her. If I see her again, I'll tell her you said that. What a lovely lady. She comes down here 4 or 5 times a week. Lived in the area for 35 years. Very happy, outgoing, friendly, trusting. And that is how people are up here, mainly. Very relaxed neighbourhood. People are pretty laid back. Most people have a chat. You always want to help people here, make them feel good. Yeah, I mean, it's not perfect. There are people here that you wouldn't want to spend too much time with. Oh, thank you, Michelle. Ah, dear. So let's go over to a coffee shop and we'll have a bit of a chat. What time is it now? 20 past 10 here. So we've got I was going to speak to these two ladies. Hello.
Hi.
Sorry, I don't want to interrupt.
That's okay.
I'm not pointing my camera. I live in the area. I share Bilgola Beach with people around the world. I'm doing it right this minute. I stream to them, and not just Bilgola Beach, but mainly. Do you mind being on camera, or would you rather not?
Sure.
Good, there you are. I'm just going to turn it around. I'll just get you out then. These are two of our wonderful lifesavers. There we get them. There we are. And what were your names, please?
I'm Evie and this is Sophia.
This is Edie on the left and
Sophia.
Sophia on the right. Now, I've got people from Canada and US and Britain
wow.
here right now, and they can hear what you're saying. At least if I stand, put this a bit closer to you.
Oh, you have a microphone?
I have a mic. Can you hold that?
Sure.
Thank you. So tell me something, is the beach officially closed today, or is it just warning people not to go? Whoops. Don't pull it too much because... yeah.
Oh wow, that moves. Oh wow.
Okay, there we are. Is the beach officially closed today, or is it just warning people not to get to?
It is officially closed. The surf is really dangerous and not safe to swim.
All right, and tell me, can you tell them what a rip is? If you've got any questions for Edie and Sophia, please. They said thank you for keeping everybody safe.
A rip is it's basically a current that goes along the sea floor. The best way to, it's very hard to visualize, but basically if you're looking at a beach, it tends to look like the safest place to swim However, it's the most unsafe place to swim, and usually there'll be a lot of sand moving out to sea. But if you get stuck in a rip, stay in the rip because it'll bring you back to shore.
Okay.
Pretty much a rip is when there's waves.
Yes.
The waves need to go back out to sea, so they all come together. So when there's waves breaking, they go in the middle, and then the water will go back out.
So that's where the water pushes back
All right.
out.
Yeah.
Okay. And tell me, typically, how many rescues do you do here in a summer, say?
In the summertime,
Not you personally, but just the service.
in the summertime, like in the school holidays, our service on the northern beaches would do up to 200 rescues more altogether, between all the beaches from Warriewood to Palm Beach.
And those are sort of life-saving rescues, literally.
Oh, lifeguarding rescues.
Life-saving.
Well, we're not lifesavers.
No,
Lifesavers
yes.
work on the weekend, so I'm not quite sure how many rescues
All
they
right,
do.
all
Yeah.
right. And the people who do get into trouble here, do they tend to be more visitors or locals?
I would say visitors mostly, but some locals that don't have as much experience also may get in trouble sometimes.
The weakest swimmers.
Okay. So you're working here. You're being paid by the council, or you volunteers?
We're paid.
We're paid. Yeah.
Good. You should be as well. Of course you should. So you're paid by the. Have you done university or your studies, or is that?
Yeah. Sophia has done university, and I'm still going.
You're still at university.
Yeah.
There you are. All right. Well, I won't hold you up anymore. Things are pretty quiet at the moment, so I didn't think you'd mind. They're saying thank you so much for keeping people safe.
Oh, no
You're
worries.
so welcome.
All good.
We're very lucky to have wonderful people like this who can keep our beaches safe. Not too much going on today.
No.
Quiet.
I think it'll be quite quiet today.
Yeah, I think you'll have a nice day.
How many people are watching the live
There's
stream?
only about half. I had about 12, but I've got about half a dozen now.
Oh.
This is actually a test one. I'm doing the Avalon Beach swim on Sunday, and I haven't done any tours for a while. I call them tours. So I'm testing the equipment. Sometimes you have trouble getting stream reception just down here under the cliff, but it seems to be all right today. So yeah, this is just a test run. Sunday will be good. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Have a drag, then have a coffee now.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely.
Okay, bye bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, there we are. Lovely ladies, and we'll wander back across here.
You run out of battery yet?
Find my car. Hello.
You run out of battery?
No. These new phones are very good. They keep it going for ages. But I'm just about to sit down and finish and have a coffee. That's where you're heading to. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's about it for the tour. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll probably do some sort of edit and put it on the YouTube site. There's some of the best bits. All right, now I'm going to get my bag. I'm going to get a coffee, and we'll sit down and have a little chat if you want to. Mind if I sit down the other end there?
No, you're fine.
Thank you.
Where have I seen your face before? Hello, thank you.
Richard Jeffrey.
Pardon?
Richard Jeffrey. I make movies.
Really?
Well, amateur. I'm just streaming right now, actually.
How are you?
All right, folks. I'm going to
No,
talk.
you're not.
I'm going to give you a shot of the beach while I go and get my coffee. All right.
Have you been down here once before?
Probably.
Yeah, that's probably right. Is that or around Ash?
Yeah.
Big round church. So you go down there and then like you turn off to the right and around the outland and then like it's just on the border there. There's some really beautiful houses and like there's little harbour and that's where all the boats get built. But it's just really definitely neat. Yeah, and it's right on the water. But like one day I was there, it was not like high. The water was literally right against the edge. And so last year it was and moved in, made it second, and now it's beautiful. It's very beautiful. It's got white like directed chair, like white furniture set up. He does like basic, so it's not like full kitchen. It's like bread, he does chocolate, like so he does like bacon, something else. Great coffee. And so we chat like every now and then. It's just started in kindergarten. So, but it's a really beautiful place for coffee. But like, but it's so, and he's so
Oh yes, that's true.
he's so lovely though. That I'm like, I want to take it, like it's so
Yeah.
beautiful. And then, he's so lovely. Yeah. Like absolutely mortified. So I always get my head like
All right. Still hear me all right, people? Just put this here. Okay, hope you can hear me all right. See, I've got Bilgola written on there. So if you're still out there, thank you for sticking around. I appreciate it very much. And I'm going to have a coffee and a croissant now for my breakfast. And so I'm going to sit here and if you have anything you'd like to ask me or talk about, I'm more than happy to do that. I'm sort of expecting my niece to show up soon from the next beach down. She'll be walking back, but you know what young ladies are, they're everything, suddenly something changes, something comes up and they're off in a different direction. When young ladies are 20, 21, 22 years old, they have all sorts of distractions. Fair enough, that's what it's all about. So, what's been happening to me? Well, good, Will and Michelle, thank you so much. Yeah, I was very disappointed when Hago finished because it gave me an opportunity to do something I never dreamt that I'd do, which is to do touring. So I found myself in a position when Hago arrived that I was doing two main things in my retirement. I was doing genealogy and I was doing touring. And quite by a coincidence, amazing coincidence, and I didn't even realize it till I thought about it. My father, who's sadly no longer with us, he was a historian. And he's particularly interested in military history, but also furniture and property history. And my mother was a guide for the Welsh Tourist Board. So in a way, I'd taken up my father and my mother's interests without intending to. I just sort of fell into it. When Hago came up, I thought, I could do that. I'd like to do that. So I did. So that's how I was. So I was very, very disappointed when Hago finished. I could see the writing on the wall, and I could probably say this now, long enough time has passed. I wasn't that impressed by the way Hago was being run at a management level or ownership level or whatever it was. I did try to make some suggestions, and I respect very much the two young men who started it up, but I wasn't impressed by the direction it was going in. So sadly, I wasn't too surprised when it ended. I was very disappointed, but ended. And for me, that was it. I thought, move on. That's all. Other things to do. Put away your gimbal. You've got plenty of your tours on YouTube for old tours that people can have a look at if they want to reminisce. I really was so proud that I had so many followers. I never set out for that. I know sometimes I watch a YouTube video and they talk about people subscribing and people joining Patreon and sending money and things like that. Well, that wasn't my thing at all. I was quite happy if there were just half a dozen people listening to me, and I certainly wasn't in it for the money. And I respect those who do that way and who do use social media to have an income, and I have no problem with that at all. Other people doing it, but it just wasn't me. It wasn't my style. So when the new Hago started, the new version started up, I just found it all too complicated. The business of signing up and having to pay a monthly fee, and that wasn't the problem. It was just the whole organizing thing. I'm not good at organizing. I'm not good at organizing Facebook pages. I'm not good at doing YouTube, setting it up properly the way a lot of people do it with all the little graphics and things they add to them. I just can't. I'm a beach bum, basically. I'm just a beach bum. So I could rescue you from the surf, but I couldn't. I can't help you when it comes to things on the computer. So I couldn't be bothered. But then I still had people contacting me and asking me when I do a few, and I realized that I didn't have to do the whole thing through the new tour group that John has organized, and full of respect to him, by the way, for doing that, and everybody in his team. Totally respect them, what they've done, but I just don't have the head for it in terms of being organized to do it. So I realized that I could just actually stream like I did today, by just putting it on, advertising it, and letting people know on Pittwater Playground, and then just connecting and doing it, just like I did then. Thank you. So that's what I did, and that's what I've started to do. I haven't done too many, and interestingly enough, my grandson, Mason, he found out quite a long time ago that his Bampy had a YouTube channel, and he was suddenly very, very impressed that his Bampy was on YouTube. I was amazed that was what impressed him about me in the end. Young people think it's wonderful. So my grandson wants me to do lots of videos, and he's told all his friends at school. He's only 8, by the way. Got them to sign up to subscribe on my YouTube channel, and he was very upset that I wasn't doing enough. He said, you need to do more, Bampy. Bampy, by the way, is a Welsh word. It means granddad. It's only used in South Wales mainly. Aaron, if he's still here, he'd know the name. Yeah, Bampy. That's what he calls me, Bampy. Yeah, Bampy, do more, but I can't do too more. And of course I also feel that doing some of the tours, I'm just repeating what I've already done. But I know that people like the live ones, the live tours, and I'll do a few. When something interesting comes up, like on Sunday, the ocean swim, I'll be more than happy to do that. And that's quite a good sight, the ocean swim. So I've got myself a croissant. They don't know how to do croissants in Australia. They got it all wrong. To me, a croissant. See what I've got here. They've given me 2 pieces like that with jam and butter. But to me, croissants should be fresh. In France, if you have a croissant that's more than about 8 hours old, it won't be very good. Aaron, you'd know what a Bampy is, wouldn't you? Bampy. Well, I will do a few more when I spot something different and interesting that I haven't covered before. Yeah, it's amazing. It came right out of the blue. I had no idea. And he's even got sorry, I'm just eating my croissant. The my genealogy business, which is certainly growing. It's called Jeffrey Genealogy. Jeffrey is my surname. So Jeffrey Genealogy. I have a Facebook page for that if you haven't checked it out yet. But he asked me to get T-shirts with Jeffrey Genealogy written on the back for him and his sister. So they now walk around in these, not all the time, but in advertising my genealogy business too. Very, very smart young fella, my Mason. He's a good lad. Sorry, I'm just getting into this. So, so what have I been doing? Sorry, Michelle, I'll answer your question. Unfortunately, back in early December, I had a problem with my foot, and one of my toes became infected badly. And I was, good advertising. And they sent me to hospital around about the 22nd of December, which wasn't very convenient because my niece and her best friend were visiting from Wales at the time. But they had plenty of other things to entertain them with apart from me. Anyway, I went into hospital about the 22nd, and I was there for over the Christmas. I was in hospital, and then in late 2023, or about, forget the date, they did a small operation on my foot, which removed some of the, you know that poem, this little piggy went to market, this little piggy stayed at home, this little piggy had roast beef, this little piggy had none, and this little piggy went wee 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 all the way home. Do you know that one? Come on, tell me you do, please. Surely I'm not that old. Anyway, the one that had roast beef on my right foot, I lost most of that. That was the one that was infected. An small operation, which kept me in hospital over the New Year and limited me in my sort of walking and all that for a couple of weeks afterwards. I was told to rest, and so I really couldn't do any that's the one, yeah. So that slowed me down, although it enabled me to get on with my genealogy work more. I wasn't able to climb up to the lighthouse or go swimming or anything like that, just to prevent it getting infected again. But I'm pleased to say that my foot is now almost 100% healed. The doctor says not to go in the sea, but I do from time to time, just don't tell him. Yeah, it was. But I had a lovely room. Fortunately, I got private medical insurance, So I had a lovely room to myself overlooking Sydney, and I was able to watch the Sydney New Year's Eve firework display from my bedroom window, and got a magnificent view of it. I didn't get it on video, but I watched it, well, I would much prefer to have been out and about, but I'm the sort of person that whatever the situation I'm in, I just try to make the most of it. I don't let it get on top of me. I use it and learn from it and improve on it, whatever it is. I've had a lot of downs in my life, and a lot of ups, most of them ups, but I've had some downs too. So that was the main thing. Apart from that, we've had a very hot summer. I've been taxi driver to my niece, Lauren, taking her around, and I've enjoyed that, showing them around the Pittwater. They've fallen in love with it. Amy, her friend, has gone back to Wales now, but Lauren is still here, and I don't think she's going to go. I think she's here for good. She's got a job here now, and she's really enjoying it. So that's fine. Apart from that, been up to the Blue Mountains a couple of times, which I enjoy. Just finished a very, very big genealogy project for a client who is descended from what they call first fleeters, which are the very earliest Australian Europeans to come here around about 1790, 1790. She's descended from all the most famous names, and she knew that, but she wanted her history to be to be organised properly, so it was easy to understand. So I did that, a huge job, but I enjoyed doing it, and I'm glad it's done now. It's out of the way. In fact, she's attending a family reunion this weekend. Yeah, she came over. My niece Lauren came over in beginning of November. She just finished university. She just graduated in engineering at Swansea University in Wales, and now she's here to party and have a good time. I don't know what she's going to do in full-time life. I don't think she's that keen on engineering, as a matter of fact. Isn't that strange? You study engineering for 4 years, but you don't really want to do that as a career. Who knows? Okay, any other questions, my friends? Thank you so much for sticking with me, Michelle and Elise. Thank you for being here. Yes, I love poems. Actually, as a young man, I wrote a poem which I ended up getting paid for. Not a lot, but I got paid for it, and it got published. And I even remember it today. If you like, I'll tell you the poem. Quite funny. Hope you can hear me all right. I'm very proud of this. This is my one poem that got published. Are you ready? Are you ready? I had a little honey bear. His greatest love was honey. He earned 2p a week, which he never would save, 'cause he spent it all on honey. I bought him a money box, red and round, in which to put his money. He saved and saved, till he got £1. Then he spent it all on honey. There we are, that was it. The honey bear.
a flathead that got squeezed. Turned out to be an aggressive beast.
No, I haven't. No. I'm still friends with the one.
Took herself in, brought herself home. And I knew by the time I got back here, it would be, hello. I thought it had a word.
Do you have the glass?
No, we don't. Yeah, thank you. I got out of the car, I didn't see you sitting here, and I was freezing. I didn't get stomach. So, oh, did you? Then you had your nose stuff on. Okay, good.
So,
It was fun.
Oh, hi Nancy, how you doing? Well, I will put an edited version on Big Pond if you missed it. And don't forget on my Sunday morning, which is your Saturday evening or Saturday afternoon in the States, Saturday in Canada.
Yeah, no, I'm fine.
All right, Michelle.
Things in the car, you should know my comfort level. I've got piles of clothes. It's actually not bad because it's actually coming to winter now, so it's not very much.
Well, my next door neighbour here has beehives, and they're very, very busy bees, and they make beautiful honey, which my neighbour gives me a couple of bottles of now and again. But the main problem they have is that you may have met my friend Trevor, the butcher birds. He's appeared in some of my videos before, birds in my backyard. Well, Trevor still comes to see me with his family. Now, butcher birds are very, very clever. They're very fast. They can snap things out of the air like you wouldn't believe. And the problem that my neighbour has is that butcher birds love catching bees. They find them very yummy, and they can catch them in full flight. They're so quick, the butcher birds. They've got long beaks. Well, Bill, the Sunday tour is from memory. I think it's 9:30 my time. If you're in UK or Europe, it's about Friday night, about 10:30, 11 p.m. If you're in the States and Canada, it's anything between 3 p.m. and 6 p.m. 6 p.m. on the eastern seaboard, 3 p.m. on the Pacific side. And don't ask me what it is in the mountains, somewhere between anyway. USA, yeah. Well, if you're on the East Coast, Bill, it's about 3 o'clock from memory. It'll tell you that if you look at Pittwater Playground. I have got the dates, the times in there. So if you have a look on Pittwater Playground, you'll see them. And this is it's also information on the swim. They have a lot of swims this time of the year. There'll be hundreds of people, and they'll be racing between Newport and Avalon. So they'll be going right past Bilgola, and then the second race is starting at Avalon, goes out into the ocean, and comes back again, and finishes at Avalon. So I'll be covering both those races on Sunday. I hope you're able to be there, Bill. And say, have a look at it on Pittwater Playground. There is a link to the actual advertising for the event, so you get a good idea of what it is. Just making sure I'm not getting in these people's way. Thank you, Bill. I hope you do.
So she forgot about it, though.
No, she came home. She said funny thing. She said, I went to sleep at 6, woke up 8 hours later, bad brain. Or number 7 grandchild.
Grandchild.
No, number 7 grandchild. Bad brain. And Anne wrote that bad brain, you know.
In Chicago.
Because she just went out to it.
Well, my guess it'll be 4 or 5 p.m. Probably more like 4 p.m. in Chicago. But as I said, if you have a look on Pittwater Playground, I've got an entry there showing the actual times around the world. But I think on YouTube it also tells you the time. I'm not sure how that works. Sometime, and that's Saturday afternoon for you. Saturday afternoon and evening for you. This Saturday, 16th of March, is it? This Saturday anyway. Afternoon and evening.
Thank you, Phil.
You're welcome.
Okay, well, I know some of you are heading off to bed, especially my friends in the UK. So I'm going to give you one more look at the beach, and I'll say goodbye. Finish my coffee, which has gone a bit cold. Might have to get another one.
You haven't changed a bit.
Okay, Michelle. See, I would love to be dining out in Chicago right now, so I know exactly where I'd go. Just take you down here. Find a spot. Alright, so I'll just give you one quick last look at the beach. I'll tell you where it is, Michelle. Chuck Berry, not Chuck Berry. Oh, crikey, my brain's going. Buddy Guy has a. Just get this on here. Yeah. Buddy Guy has a club in Chicago, blues club, which I've been to twice now. And there's a restaurant right outside it, and I can't think what it's called now, but they do the best steaks there. I hope it's still there. A lot of places are shut down since COVID. I haven't been to Chicago since COVID, so sadly, when I go back to places nowadays, they're often, a lot of it's changed. But yeah, it's a lovely restaurant just next to Buddy Guy's Blues Club. I wonder if you know it, Michelle. I can't think what it's called now. I've got photographs of it at home. I might check it out. Okay, so that's it from me. I'm going to say goodbye to you all. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being patient. And I hope to see you again on my Sunday morning, your Saturday night. In the meantime, it's from me, Richard Jeffrey, in Bilgola Beach, Sydney, Australia. Love and peace. Goodbye, everybody. Bye.